Aloha and welcome to one and all across island-wide to Astrology Now Maui. Also to those of you out there streaming on the Maui Stream app. I am Juliet Butters Doty, evolutionary astrologer, bringing to you the latest on the energies from the planets and as to how they affect us here on Earth. So to bring everyone up to date, because there's so much happening on literally a daily basis with the planetary movements, we had a big deal occur on May 17th. The planet Uranus conjuncted the Sun for the last time. He does it once a year, but for the last time in our lifetime in Taurus. Breakthroughs were and are on offer, changes. Because Uranus, the revolutionary game changer, is the ruler of electricity, liberation, and awakening, and we're closing out timelines. Ancient memories are being activated. Light codes are incoming through the solar flares and so forth to awaken our true selves. Long have we awaited these times we're now in. The planet of reality, karma, and responsibility, Saturn, he's the great reality checker, is about to, depends when you're listening to this recording, will be joining Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries. And that's going to happen on May 24th. He has not been alongside Neptune since the Berlin Wall fell 36 years ago, engendering a more realistic reality without illusion. So the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, as I've said in other recordings, we'll get a practice run this summer, but it will occur exactly in the spring of 2026, precisely on the creator degree of Aries, and that has not occurred in over 12,000 years. So it's kind of a big deal. And he will be definitely making and bringing it onto the world stage because it is the creator 0 degree and the beginning of the entire zodiac degree, what is real and what is unreal. So we're launching into a reckoning and a reseeding as these two big influences both come together, and with a push too for disciplinary application towards our spiritual practice and building a whole new spiritual reality on the planet Earth. We will be required to willfully take responsibility, to reflect and choose various ways to create alternatives to experiencing love, joy, beauty, community, connection, among many other qualities, of course. And as this happens throughout the year and next year, I will get into it a little bit more. But in general, the energies are to bravely and courageously pioneer the new era, literally, for civilization. And so, as William Blake once wrote, I must create a system or be enslaved by another man's. I will not reason and compare. My business is to create. From the book of poems, Jerusalem, the emanation of the giant Albion. So this is in relation to this particular day of the new moon. We're finally getting to it on the 26th of May. And the new moon will be in Gemini. And on this particular day, Chariklo, the wife of Chiron, stations retrograde. So when a planet stations, when any body stations, it amplifies their energy. So she's asking us to review what it means to be free, what it means to stand in your sovereign power, in your I am presence. What is freedom to you? Hold your deep internal beingness to the flame within the cave of your heart, is her message in essence, so they forever merge. So Chariklo carries the healing power of grace and is the holder of sacred space for transformation. So we all want that, don't we? So draw from this Greek goddess on this new moon on the 26th. Another goddess, Haumea, who influences us here in Hawaii greatly, the mother of Pele. And Haumea is very creative, the goddess of fertility, and she is square to Pluto, in essence, for the next 3 years, actually. So both are very slow movers, and both yield a very strong harmonic of creative, transformative energy for the new earth. To channel, therefore, and tap yours. By the way, a square is a tension aspect that pushes us to grow and evolve. So right now, Pluto is retrograde and is reviewing in that retrograde motion between now and mid-October. And so it is the time to make the adjustments for your future trajectory. Make them now, because as of October 17th, we're really heading into new territory. So tune into what you need to redirect, what you need to adjust. Notice what's happened from January until now. Make those adjustments. And together with Haumea and Pluto, they'll be exactly square over the summer, precisely with Haumea turning direct. So really getting ready with our creations now. So mid-July, she'll turn direct. And all at the same time, right now, Uranus is inching closer and closer to gathering to that ingress into Gemini. And that's going to be a big deal, July 7th. Mercury, the ruler of Gemini and the ruler of this new moon, sits tightly next to Sedna. And she is the goddess of dissolution and transmutational metamorphosis. And so those qualities are coming together with this new moon and the sun, because they're always together, moon and sun, at 6 degrees of Gemini. So where's that in your chart? So Sedna, being close to this new moon, therefore, is bringing deep wisdom from the galactic cosmos. Remember, she holds a 11,500 year orbit, and right now she's close to the Earth. She holds the key to our spiritual destiny as a collective on this planet from deep space. She knows exactly what we need for our survival, to instill where we need to let go, where have we become fixed with our creativity, so that we may create with a fluid forward movement and rebuild our beautiful planet with creativity that flows. It's time to ignite our recalibrated ideas. Jupiter's filled us with them. He's been in Gemini over the last year, to embrace diversity, colored with bold action from Uranus still in Taurus. So just for these last couple of months or month and a half with Uranus in Taurus, he's ruled by Venus, therefore. Venus is influencing him, and right now she's in Aries. She's finally freed up from Saturn and is blazing her own trail. Confident, warrior style, hence her desire is strong, and she's ready to fight for what she wants. She's the goddess of love, remember, sitting closely enough to the feisty Eris and maverick Chiron. In Aries, they're very close together, and so they're both acting up and maverick style at this point in their out of bounds degrees. That's the influence that it gives when the degrees are out of bounds, above 23 degrees, to add their confidence and their mayhem to the Mars in Leo, who squares Black Moon Lilith exactly in Scorpio. So time is of the essence. We're being pushed from Mars and Lilith to make hay with your imaginings and your dreams, with your passions. Lilith pushes to clear the way and clear away the old, to clear a path for the rebirth. It's advised by her to let go, because she packs quite the influence, to surrender to this influence from Lilith as she functions beyond our ego structures, bringing dramatic, explosive qualities sometimes, revealing the wise part of ourselves deep within. So we're all kind of on notice. She's wielding a form of psychic chemotherapy and will do anything to purify. So you may become the sacred activist finally. We need sacred activism now to build this new earth. Lilith calls for a healing of our disconnections and schisms, our reversals, or rather, let me put it another way. It's more, she's calling us to reverse our shame from centuries prior. And finally, to purge any other forms of naivety, revealing too what is not integral. And so these two, Mars and Lilith, who are square, ultimately are answering to Neptune in Aries, who calls in a very tight aspect called a Thor's hammer. So you get the drift with that title of an aspect, for a new form of spirit, or forms of spiritual direction, and to make it real. Your imaginings, your creations, what you've longed for over the last many months. We're beginning to come out. And so release any ingrained attachments to old ways of being. Perhaps allow yourself to listen more rather than thinking that we know everything, even though we feel like we're being smashed sometimes by the energies, the intensity out there. It can be a very uncomfortable aspect. So remember, this is all what's happening in the new moon on May 26th. And just incidentally, remember, new moons is a time to set new intentions. So open your heart to intend all of these new energies to come into your life. So choose Neptune, choose the life force power of the universe, and let go into love's urgings, engendering a more realistic reality without illusion. That's the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries. So we are in a reckoning and a receding as both come together now to surrender. And remember, Saturn goes into Aries 2 days before the new moon, right? And at the new moon, and even prior to the new moon, Jupiter, I've left him till last, but Jupiter, or Zeus, the god of truth, of expansion, of deeper purpose, of deeper meaning, is still in a square to the nodes. It's a choice point in time for the collective, for all of us. Perhaps you've been asked to choose between what's truly important and what really is not quite as important, or no longer warranting your attention at all now, even though perhaps you used to think it was worth your attention. So what beliefs still hold true for you? And what beliefs are now possibly entirely redundant, considering your new tack or the one you're about to make, and the approach as to how life is playing out for you? Perhaps you've got to radically change things up. So go within, listen to the flow of life and how it happens within you. What can you glean from your intuition? That's Jupiter, that's Zeus influencing you, getting you to choose. Listen to the still small voice within. Choose to have faith, that's Neptune. Make a structure for it, Saturn, to trust the quantum field, the field that we cannot see, Trust the beloved mystery rather than falling into the negative criticism that we all can sometimes get into, falling into victimhood, oh, I can't do it, or self-sacrificing and helping everyone else and leaving yourself out entirely. So please, at the same time, because the karmic nodes of fate are actually in Pisces and the south nodes in Virgo, so South Node in Virgo is asking us for the next year to empty out all the guilt, empty out all the self-sacrificing, and focus on our health. So these are the days, therefore, to take care of one's health. Build your immune system, Neptune, and deepen one's connection to Source, Neptune. So it's a lot, isn't it? Our next lunation will be in Sagittarius, about what's your truth. So the Sagittarius full moon will be on the 11th of June. And prior, only by 3 days, the ruler of Sagittarius will, on the 9th of June, will move into Cancer. And that's another big planetary change for us all that affects us on a societal level. Both Jupiter and Saturn affect society and our cultural evolution. So I'll bring to light what the great benefic, what Jupiter's change at the beginning of the next delineation brings, because we've already gone through a lot so far. So there's much happening every day these days, so breathe deeply and mindfully as you go forward. Until then, everyone out there in the islands and the collective, a hui ho.